Alright, here's where we're at the end of the last video. So everything's working great until I hit an alien. Then I get an error there saying cannot read property of undefined X. It's on line 200, so if I go look at line 200, so what's happening is it's now trying to look for a ship that has been spliced because it's continuing through the for loop. So what needs to happen is if there is a collision, I need to make sure that then I break the for loop, like this for loop. So what I can do is inside here just put a break statement, and then I will restart that. Okay, I've hit an alien. Okay, no more error message, so we took care of that. That's one problem down, but doesn't fix the fact that they continue to fall. So, next thing is to figure out in our code where are we telling it to change direction, which would be here. So I'm saying if downtime equals 1000, then stop going down and now go left or right. Well, obviously something in this is not happening. So your console.logs are your friend when it comes to trying to figure out errors. So I'm going to log the downtime and see if it ever equals 1000, see what's going on there. So I'll refresh it again. Okay, we can see it stops at 1000, stops at 1000, all is good. I hit one, and then all of a sudden we're not stopping anymore, we're jumping like crazy. So what could be happening? Well, what I realized after spending some time looking at this, oops, I just deleted the wrong one. I put my downtime plus plus inside of the for loop, which I should not have done. With it being in the for loop, that means that whatever the length of the loop is, that's actually how much is being added to the downtime. So it's not necessarily just adding one. When there are 50 aliens in the loop, it's adding 50, which works out perfectly fine at the start of the game, because if you go 50, 100, 150, etc., you're going to hit 1000. So it is possible to hit 1000. But if I only have 49, now it's increasing by 49 every time, I'm no longer going to hit 1000. So the first fix could be to do this, and it might seem like it's going to work. However, let's go ahead and just do this and show what's going to happen. So I hit one. Okay, seems like perfect. I fixed it. But, and this is a issue that you might want to fix in your game, if I spam the space bar there, notice what happens when I only have two of them. Now they just keep going down for a long time. You can see it did finally change direction, but it went down a whole lot further than it should have. And that is because, going back to the idea that when I start off with, this is increasing by 50, then 49, then 48, etc. Well, I only have like 10 left. Well, now it's only increasing by 10, or 80% slower than it had been previously. So now they're going to move even further down the screen. So the proper fix is first get rid of this downtime from the for loop, and we want to move it into the actual function, but we only want to call it when down alien direction is down. And there we go, AI just filled that in for me, so let me get rid of that one so we're not doubling up on it. So now it's only going to happen if alien's down, and it's going to happen every single time the alien draw loop gets called instead of multiple times in that for loop. So let's see what that looks like. Okay, notice the issue. Because we're now increasing by 1 instead of increasing by 50, that less than 1000 is no longer accurate. So if I, as I was playing around, if I remember right, I think I changed this to 20, and that ended up being pretty good. Let's see if that was right. Yeah, so for my speed, now this is going to kind of depend on what your speed is, 20 looks pretty reasonable. Let me get rid of a whole bunch of them. Okay, so I've only got like 4 left. but it still works perfect because it's no longer based on how many aliens there are. It's still always moving down only one at a time instead of 50 at a time or 4 at a time or whatever the number of aliens is. And so that now fixes our issue. So now we have a game that is pretty much fully playable. So the next steps are going to be adding in the shields, adding in like score, game over, maybe next level, speeding it up, etc. I'm not going to create videos on all of that, but I am going to create a video to show you how you can eliminate this possibility so we can no longer spam the spacebar and win easily. So I'll show you how to do that, but everything else I'm going to let you kind of figure out on your own and take it from here to customize the game however you would like to, but this should at least get you to the point where it is functional and playable.